Okay, so IELTS is International English Language Testing System. It's the system which can assess your ability to speak, understand, write and read English language. Actually, it's assessing your proficiency level. So, why it's so popular, why it's so widely recognized? It's been here around for many years. It's been particularly and specially designed for the students, so it's got a lot of history. And it was designed, as you can see, it started in 1989, and it's very popular now, and nearly every year the test takers are around 2.5 million. So test takers, so it's a huge figure, so if you can imagine. So it, as I said, tests your language proficiency and basically how you can speak, understand English language. Okay, the structure is pretty clear and the scoring system is also very clear. So there is 9-band scale, so from non-user, for example from 1, up to 9, expert user. So which band actually the students need? If you ever taken or if you ever attempted to take IELTS, you probably know that you need 6 and above. Well, ideally it will be 6.5 and 7. Some university might accept 5.5, but you need to do your research and know which university accepts this. So what is 6 actually? 6 is competent user. 6 and 6.5. 7 is good user. Okay, so 8 is very good user and 9 is expert. It's nearly native speakers. But if you've ever been interested, actually, even native speakers, there was a research performed some time ago, and even native speakers who didn't prepare for IELTS took IELTS and they failed. Not failed, but they didn't achieve 8 or 9. Why not they needed? So it didn't achieve even 6. 6.5, the better results were 7. So it shows that IELTS actually assess not just ability to speak and understand, but you need to know strategies and tips. So when the teachers prepare students for IELTS, I've been doing it for many years, so actually I don't teach English language. I just help the students to achieve very high scores. Of course, if they have some problems and some mistakes, of course, I show them and I try to to help them to overcome them. But still, it's something different. So, what questions arise usually when students try to take IELTS? Well, how long? How long do I have to study? How long do I have to do that? Well, it's very individual. It could be 2 months, 3 months, it could be, I don't know, 6 and 1 year. And sometimes students just keep taking and there is no results. I'll answer the questions why it happens, okay? So let me just go and to the next question. Who can take it? Okay? So if you would like to take IELTS and you decided that that's for you, okay, you need at least to have intermediate level of general English, okay? So why is it so? Well, preferably it would be upper intermediate. Well, advanced will be even better. But if you still have got lower level of English, you can attempt to take IELTS, but you should remember that it will take longer time to prepare. Okay, so why to take IELTS? Okay, so there are several reasons. If you would like, first of all, probably students want to go abroad to study, yes? So it's for studying. If you would like to take bachelor, continue your degree, if you would like, to do more professional development in your career, so if you'd like to take masters and more, so IELTS is for you. So, and IELTS you can take another format of IELTS exam, I'll show you later, if you are going to work in English-speaking countries. It could be Australia, yes, UK, Canada, okay, and of course USA now also accepts IELTS. Some time ago it was only TOEFL, but nowadays IELTS is accepted. It's not that they didn't accept, they did accept, but they would probably look a little bit, with caution. But nowadays, everywhere, globally accepted IELTS. So it doesn't matter whether you would like to go to the UK or to the USA, so you can take IELTS. Okay, there is IELTS also, you can take, it doesn't show, if you would like to migrate, okay, for migration purposes. Before that, you should be taking IELTS general training or academic. But nowadays, there is a new IELTS exam. It doesn't show, hold on a second. Okay, it's IELTS for life skills. Okay, it's absolutely new IELTS designed for people who would like to migrate to other countries, well, English-speaking countries. So what happens here? It's different. It's a new test and it doesn't have reading and writing section, only listening and speaking. So, and of course it's shorter. It's 18 and 22 minutes. So it just shows your ability to speak, understand the language. So if you would like to go and join a member or family who lives abroad, okay, so this IELTS is for you. If you would like to stay there, if you're already in an English-speaking country and you would like to stay there and work, so you would like to make it your permanent home, so this IELTS life skills for you, okay? If you'd like to get citizenship in English-speaking country, so this IELTS is also for you. But most of you probably would like to go and study or work. So who has ever taken IELTS? Anybody? Okay, you? Okay, thank you. Who would like to take IELTS for studying? Can you show me? Okay, very good. Who would like to take it so they could work in English-speaking country? Okay, so very good, thank you. So now, well, it doesn't show here, but okay. Mode. Modules or mode. What kind of modules and which one to choose? There is academic IELTS and there is general training module. What's the difference? Okay, they're similar, but general training module is for people who would attempt to work in English speaking country. So if you would like to work, if you would like to gain your training experience or work experience to develop professionally, then this is for you. What's the difference? Academic IELTS is for those who would like to study. Okay, and there are 4 modules, 4 types. If people have taken IELTS, probably there are 4 sections. And speaking and listening are the same for both modules. Only reading and writing is different. So, if we look at details, in general training modules, in writing you need, for the first, there are 2 tasks. You need to complete a letter, and in the second task, it's the same, it's essay, but it's a little bit different format. So, in academic IELTS, in writing you need to complete task 1, which is report on a graph, and second is essay. In reading the same. In reading, academic module is, I would say, goes and reflects more academic and scientific approach in reading, and it's, I would say, a little bit more difficult. Okay, the texts are different, but the types of questions are the same. Preparation, so I would like to stop on it probably longer. Usually students ask me all the time, how long do I have to prepare? How long? 2 months, 3 months, 6 months? It depends on your level of English. Okay, if it's pre-intermediate, it's highly unlikely if you achieve 5 or above. Okay, so let's be realistic. So what you do before you attempt to take IELTS? You need to take it at home, okay, at home or a test center, so you will know where you stand, so where your score is, what your score is. Is it 3, 4, 4.5? So then you make a plan for studying, okay? If it's 4.5, I wouldn't say it, well, there are students, they can improve within 3 months, okay, but it's very rare. Usually from pre-intermediate, 6 months at least. It could be 5, 6, 7, but it's individual. Then, if you already have got upper intermediate level or above, it will be easy for you. But of course there are differences. On the web, I don't know, I always do research and I always listen to lots of podcasts, and there are lots of sites so to improve my teaching and to help my students as well. So there are a couple of stories, I don't know guys if you watch it on YouTube or lots of sites, they say, oh, some guys achieved 8.5 and 9 from the first time attempt, and they only prepared for 2 months. Okay, well, he was preparing a little bit longer, but he works in a company, English-speaking company, so he also communicates English all day. So this is different. Okay, sometimes native speakers nowadays are required to pass IELTS. Why do you need that? So if they want to immigrate, especially to Australia, they need to pass it, and there are lots of stories on the web, and you can see them that sometimes they fail. Well, they don't achieve the mark they need, usually, for example, and they still need to prepare. Okay, so I'll just go ahead. Any other questions regarding this part? Yeah.
I can't understand still. What's a UQ test? UK. We and I think. It's the same like life skill IELTS, or it's
Can you spell it for me, please? Okay. UK. C probably.
Visa, I think.
Visa.
Oh, UK visa. Okay. Life skills. Okay. Yeah. It's just
between them.
Oh yes, I understand. Life skills. Okay. So what this? It's a new test. It's also IELTS test, but usually it's for people who would like to take visa and go and live, join their families. For example, if somebody has got a husband living in the UK and it's his wife, she wants to join him, okay, and she wants to live there permanently. So in order to achieve, before that, 10 years ago it wasn't, even 5 years ago it wasn't an issue, but nowadays everything changed, political situation, so they need to take it.
If the person wants to go to take the general IELTS instead of life skills,
okay,
is it possible?
No.
No. General is different.
No, it's different. Okay, it's specifically designed test nowadays. Okay, so it's required. It's new requirement.
Is that
okay?
valid for Canada too, or?
No, I believe it's only for the UK. It's a new one. I haven't prepared it, but I just know that it's a new development. So it's usually 22 minutes, 18 and 22. So listening and speaking, and they on the same day. And you take it with other. You can find on the web. There is IELTS life skills. So and you can read more information about that. So there is another test taker, applicant. So you take it together because there will be conversation and then the examiner. So it's actually 3. It's absolutely new, different. So if wife or husband lives there in the UK, you want to go and live permanently all the time. So you need to get this visa because it will not be just visa. It's called permanent leave to remain. Okay, so it means that you can live there all the time. You don't become a citizen, but you will not need visa all the time. So you live there permanently. Okay, so that's. Second, if you would like, to work there and stay all the time, again, it's actually migration, yes? So, for these purposes. But the other, mostly students take academic and general. So, if you, as I understand, you would like to go and work, okay?
To get permanent resident.
Permanent residence.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the same. Work or permanent resident, getting permanent residence is the same.
Okay, so you might be interested in skills for, IELTS skills for life.
Sorry?
Probably it will be for you.
Which one?
The one which we spoken. Just yes.
Life skills?
Yes, life skills. Okay.
But it doesn't work for Canada.
I believe it's only,
generalized.
you have to check it, okay, because it's a new one. I believe it's only for the UK. Okay, but also if you are going to work there, you don't need academic, you will probably need general.
I will check it.
Okay, so definitely if you are going to work. If you're not going to do masters, are you going to do masters there?
No.
No. So no
I have
bachelor
academic
degree.
too. Academic IELTS certificate too.
You've got it?
6.5.
Okay, you got it already.
Yeah, but I don't
Excellent.
need to go.
So if you use it for 2 years, okay, so it's valid. But after 2 years, you have to retake it. I'm afraid. Yes. Okay, it's not valid. Can I move on? Okay.
Barattson also takes the exam.
Hold on, yes, it's, so, no, hold on a second. So where can it be taken? Yes, I skipped it over, sorry. So, as you can see, it's available in many locations, more than 1,000. And there are more than 3 times or 4 times, sometimes 4 times a year tests. In Azerbaijan, I believe it's only twice a month, so, okay. And, but all over the world, it's 8 test dates a year. Barattson is new. So in Baku, Azerbaijan, you can take it. British Council, because British Council, it's owned by British Council and managed. It's managed. If you go back, I can show you. It's managed by IDP Australia and Cambridge ESOL Examination Board. Okay, so this year. So in Baku you could take by British Council, by GRBS, and this year in Barattson, but it's still in process. So it will be, it will apply and it will be under IDP Australia. Okay, so it will be a new venue. So if you would like to take
one more place also should be added there.
Yes.
It's,
in Baku.
Yeah. British Education Centre or International Education Centre. It's based here in Caspian.
Is it new one?
Huh?
New one, because
it's new one. Yes, new.
2 or 3 years ago, I had a chat with at the British Council with the head of British Council, and there wasn't any. It was only JRPS and British Council. So probably it's a new one.
New one, yes. It's new.
Possibly, I'm not aware of that.
1 week or 2 weeks ago,
I see. Yes, no, I'm not aware.
They shared it.
Okay, thank you. So, shall we just move to the, I just want to make sure that we've got enough time to cover everything, okay? So, the test format, we've spoken about that. Everything is clear here?
Yes.
Yes, okay, no questions? So let's just go, okay, life skills, right. So, 4 sections. If somebody has taken the test, so you know that there are 4 sections, okay? The listening one, the first is listening. Lots of my students say, well, listening should not be first one because it's listening first. Yes, it's listening, then it's reading, and then it's writing, okay? Speaking could be on the same day, which is very rarely, but sometimes it happens, usually, or up to 1 week before or after the test, okay? So, why my students, say that it's not when listening is the first? Because it's a little bit easier, so you concentrate, you do that, and then by the time you do 30 minutes listening, plus 10 minutes, you transfer your answers to the answer sheet. Writing is 60 minutes, okay, 1 hour, reading, sorry. And when you get to writing, students are usually exhausted. They're very tired, and they can't concentrate, and you have to be not just prepared, yes, for IELTS, you have to be prepared physically as well,
Yes.
because it's
You are not
very
allowed to go toilet.
absolutely no. By the way, I know a couple of years ago I was in British Council. They said you can, but not during listening section, obviously, because you will just lose everything. You can go during reading and writing, but nobody will add you the minutes you lose.
Yes.
Okay, so that's what it is. So if you go for 5 minutes, usually you can't be, zooming like Flash. Okay, half a second. Okay, so obviously you will lose your time. But sometimes it's all we are human beings, and it happens. Something instead of thinking and not concentrating and dying, to go to the loo, it's better to go and come back and continue. Okay, so it's tough test. It's not just emotionally and physically and it's difficult. So altogether, it's the whole plus speaking, which is 10 to 14 minutes. Okay, it's approximately 2 hours 44 minutes. Okay, so but it's 2 hours 40 minutes. But you know that if you've taken it, you have to arrive 1 hour before. Okay, and sometimes it goes on and on. So it's approximately 3.5. So give yourself 4 hours. Okay, so it's pretty tough. Okay, so you have to be strong, guys. So listening. Let's go through listening. There are 4 sections in listening. Okay, so 4 sections, 40 questions. So first of all, I always say to my students, if you want 6.5, you need to answer 27, 28 questions. So it's your 6.5. Preferably if you get 30 and above in class or at home, because at the exam you are stressed and you lose your points and you lose concentration. Sometimes students just can't focus, okay, and they just lose the track. And that's the major problem. Yes, probably everybody knows. We're all human beings. Sometimes you think, did I switch off the television, or did I turn off the kettle or something, or the iron? You shouldn't be distracted at all. This happens. And if you get distracted, voila, 2, 3, 4 questions gone, and you just didn't hear them. Okay, so you have to focus. That's the problem. So, and what kind of texts there are? There are different texts, monologues, conversation. So, in part 1, section 1. Okay, section 1, 2, 3, and 4. Section 1 and 3 is usually dialogue or conversation, usually between 2 people, the first one. Third could be up to 4 people. Okay, so it's conversation. The first part is usually easier. Okay, so it's everyday social context. The text could be such as filling in application form to go and enroll courses, filling in application for enrolling sports facilities. You can book restaurants, you can book, I know that because I live there, but for America it's zip code. They say very rarely, or for Canada it's used, but you can do research. Mostly I would say up to 70-80% of the time it will be postcodes from UK. I don't know, I haven't met many American zip codes. Okay, so try to do that, so you will eliminate mistakes. Another mistake, another difficulty in IELTS, the first part, what could it be? Spelling, okay? Spelling, because if you write name, Anna, let's say recently it was, my students was doing, Anna, and they say, they spell it A-N-N-A, R-E-A, and my student wrote R-E-Y. So this is spelling mistake. I'm sorry, you lose marks. Okay, so that's pretty bad, because you could hear, you know the answer, and you don't get anything. It's very bad. It's tough. Okay, so another piece of advice I could do: please, guys, repeat alphabet. It's such a trivial thing. Okay, but lots of students confuse G and J. Okay, when you're stressed, you write down and they say it very quickly. You can't concentrate. So what is it? R. Okay, well, unless it's American or Canadian speaker, he will say R, but still he will pronounce it like R when they spell it. Okay, so please repeat your alphabet. Otherwise, you are going to lose points. So R, C, S. Okay, so this kind of thing. A, U. There are only 5 vowels. A. So just repeat it. Okay, it doesn't take too much time, but it will improve your score, maybe half a point, maybe 1 point. So that's what you need. A, E, I. So the students confuse I and Y, okay? So A, E. Y actually, technically, is consonant. It's not vowel. Well, vowel, which you can sing. A, E, okay? Consonant is K, T, H, yes? So, U, and O. So repeat alphabet. So spelling, numbers, what difficulty now you can have. Another one, hold on a second. Okay, plurals. Singular, one book. And plurals. Okay, if it books and you write in the answer, book, you lose point. Guess what? Bad, isn't it? Because you heard it and you put the answer and unfortunately you don't. So be careful with that. So I hope that I covered part 1, section 1 in listening. I think here it should be everything clear. Everything's clear here? No questions, should be okay. So try to get 10 out of 10 in prepare in first part because it's easier usually. Okay, section 2. It's usually a monologue, and in the beginning it could be 2 people speaking, and it could be a radio program, or it could be introduction to some talk, lecture, okay, and but it's social content. For example, a teacher, a doctor speaking about some spine problems or problems relating to smoking or something else. Okay, so this is usually section 2. Section 3 covers usually conversation, or it could be monologue, or it could be conversation between 2, 3, and 4 people, and it's usually set on educational program, and so it's usually teacher, tutor, and students. So they discuss assignment, they discuss their essays, they discuss their work, this kind of thing. Okay. Section 4. It's usually a monologue. It's usually a tutor giving a lecture. This kind of thing. Okay, types of questions in listening. Technically speaking, actually, I'll go through all the questions, but then I'll summarize it. Can I clear it? Yes? Thank you. So guys, while I'm doing the presentation, if you have got some questions, write it down. At the end of the class, you'll have a chance to ask me, or you can stop it after each section and ask me while it's fresh in your mind. So I'll be more than happy to answer them. Okay, so where we were. Okay, so question types. As I said, technically there are only 2 types of questions in listening, though there are, I'll just go through them, 5, 6, and it's gap filling, okay. It means that there is 1, 2, or 3 words missing, yes, blank, so you need to listen and put it down, okay. That's what kind of question. And here it could be summary completion, it could be short answer, it could be diagram, flow chart, table completion, and all these kinds. Don't get scared, okay? Don't get scared. It's not that bad, okay? I'll show you, and when you start preparing, you'll feel better, okay? My task is not to scare you. And second type, big type, okay, of the question is multiple choice. Okay, so what it means that you have question and there are several answers, usually 3, A, B, C, it could be 4, A, B, C, D, and you have to choose it. Students usually say that this is the most difficult type of questions. Why? Because you listen, you can hear everything in the answer, and you don't know what am I going to do, which one, because they spoke about everything. So what can I, how can I help you? What tip I could give you? So I think, I'll just show you. I think, it usually takes longer time. I'll just show you. Multiple choice, as I said, matching, but usually matching is also multiple choice, So plan, map, diagram, labeling. So it's again, you've got words and a gap, okay? You have to fill it in. So I don't want to spend too much time because it's too academic. Probably, it's going to be not very interesting. Another, it could be table, note, form, flowchart, summary, completion. One of the most difficult, summary, okay? So, sentence completion, okay? What can I say here? Lots of the time, and short answer question, you have word limit. It says no more than one word, no more than 2 or 3, sometimes word and a number. So what you do, when you've got your listening booklet, always, you can write on your booklet, okay, exam booklet, it will be listening and reading. Some students are scared, oh, can I put something on it? Yes, you can cross, you can draw pictures, you can do whatever you want. Nobody's going ever look at it. All you have is answer sheet for listening and for, reading, and that's what matters, okay? So on your booklet, exam booklet, what does it say? No more than one word. So when I'm not gonna write here because okay. So you put number 1 and circle with big letters. Why? Because if you forget, if you put 2 words, guess what? Wrong. It's a mistake. So you lose point. You don't want that. So in order not to forget, it's small tip, but it helps. Okay. Sometimes I myself, if I do something and check something, if I don't pay attention what it is, but because of teaching I know, if I don't pay attention I can put 2, 3 more words and it's unfortunately a mistake, okay, so don't do that. So this could be known, isn't useful. So that's what concerns listening, and these are types of questions, but mostly it's 2 big types of questions in listening. Everything clear so far? Any questions? No? Yes, sure, please.
My question is about capital letters.
Oh, yes, very important, very important. Thank you. I was going to go through that. So, if, of course, if you've got proper names, means names of people, names of the cities and countries, what do you need to do? Capitalize it, big letters. Paris, you don't want to put Paris with small letters, okay? So, United States of America, the USA, okay, this one. But what to do to avoid it, okay? Sometimes you're stressed. It's a very stressful, exam. It's a very stressful activity. What to do? Guess what? There is, little trick. It's not a trick, but it's allowed. Put capitals everywhere, okay? Block letters. So instead of saying, for example, Paris, or if you put it with little letters, small letters, okay? Put everything. It's allowed. Hooray, we're there, we get 1 point, okay, so we don't lose it. So that's it, capital block, it's allowed. Yeah, sure.
For example, when filling the application, section 1, part 1.
Yes.
For example, they mention that fridge, I need fridge. But
Fridge, okay.
You write it with the capital letter,
yes.
fridge,
Okay.
F with capital F. Is it mistake or wrong?
Oh, I see. It depends on the test center. Unfortunately, I would, actually it doesn't need capitalization, okay? So that's what I'm saying. Put everything with big letters so you would not have a headache, okay? So usually, it's not a proper name, is it? Proper name is name of people, if you've got animals at home, okay? Jack, or I don't know, Tommy the cat or something, yes, you need to put it. But fridge is not proper name. So it can be considered, okay? Because if you put, how many items, what did you have in your bag? For example, the answer was book or books. If you put with a capital letter, they might consider it as a mistake. You don't want that, okay? I'm not at the exam center at the moment, so I don't know. They change the rule all the time. Just to be on the safe side, write everything. Do you want to experiment with your exam papers and results? No, I don't think so. Put everything with big letters. So voila, you don't lose points, okay? So I wouldn't put capital letter, but then I have to think where I put capital, where I don't put, okay, so this kind of thing.
Can I
Okay.
add something?
Sure.
You can also work with preparation materials at the back of the books, especially.
It's covered everywhere, but you need to compile it to, to collect all this information. It just, I thought,
Excuse me, we have to
Yes.
write at 10A full.
No, you don't need to. No, because it's already there. All you have just a gap, okay? So if you put at again in your answer sheet, it's a mistake because it's all you need to put is 10. This is a gap, okay? So, right, okay. I think with listening, I covered something. Some more tips. Any questions? No? Yeah, sure, please.
For example, if answer required only one word,
Yes.
and I will put an article, so it will be
Article
to
is a word.
which is a word,
Yes.
even
Yes.
a or
I know it's very bad. IELTS is all about traps, guys. They set traps everywhere at every step. So you have to learn to avoid them. So watch for them. If you know what the structure is, what the traps are, you will avoid them. So it is a trap. Yes, article, that's what I'm saying. It's a word. Preposition is a word, okay? Article is a word. Number is a word, but sometimes they say number and a number or, okay? So usually you can't put number. When you do your writing, so guess what? Numbers are counted as words as well, okay? So it's 250 words. Gosh, how am I going to do that? No, articles and small words and prepositions and numbers are also, they count as well. So it's not that bad. Yeah? Okay?
and one more thing, I'm
Sure,
also
please.
noting that some answers, for example, has a dash between two words. For
Oh,
example,
yes, hyphen.
name
One
of
word.
the name of the street or
Okay,
something.
yes, one
for
word.
example.
Hyphenated words with a dash is counted as one word.
One word.
Yes. Okay, so you can find it on official IELTS site. There are lots of sites which can help you to get some information. There is IELTS org official site. Okay, IELTS Mentor, IELTS preparation. Lots of tutors and teachers who worked as examiners have got lots of sites. Probably IELTS Simon, Ryan, Liz, whatever. Deutsche site, very good. German site. But it's a long research work actually you have to do. Okay, so thank you. So
Sorry.
yes,
How
please.
can you improve a question with a multiple choice?
Oh, see, it's a whole lesson. I'll try to do that. How to improve?
Yes.
Multiple choice. Okay, multiple choice. So in listening.
Yes, because as you said, they usually say all answers, so it is hard to
Very,
catch it.
very hard to catch it. Okay, so in multiple choice, what do you do? Well, actually, you have to listen for keywords, guys. If you've taken IELTS, or you prepared, but as I can see, your English is pretty good, so it's above intermediate, should be up intermediate, so it's okay. So you listen for the keywords, okay? So you listen for the keywords in the question. There is a question, and there are answers. There is a choice of 3 to 4. So you don't normally underline the keywords in the answers, only in the question. So for example, what can you bring with yourself? It's in one of the ads to the museum. Okay, what is allowed, what is not allowed, and you have to. Sometimes it's not just 4; it could be 7 or 8. What can you bring with yourself to the museum? Is it books, camera, food, bags, rucksacks, and some other kind? Okay, so what do? What you can bring? They usually try to set traps. That's what I'm going to give you some tips. 2 very important tips. So you listen for the, first of all, keywords. What can you bring? And try to think about paraphrasing. Yes, IELTS all about paraphrasing synonyms. Sometimes it's not just synonyms, it's just similar words. Can bring. Can you give me other words, synonyms or near synonyms? Allowed, okay. What else? Permitted, yes. What else? Okay. Permitted, allowed.
Sometimes they say prohibited.
Prohibited, yes, okay? You could bring, okay? It will be okay if you do that, if you bring it, okay? So you just, you know, just listen and you catch it. So you listen for the keywords, you catch it. Then, intonation. Intonation is very, very important. Sometimes they say about everything and they are trained because when they record specifically for IELTS, these discs, you know, this material, they unnaturally actually stress it. So actually, you know, coming to our museums, for example, yes, let's say, they say, well, I didn't prepare it because listening is different. No, they say, in the past there were a lot of theft problems. That's why we don't look upon favorably, let's say, you know, to bring big bags and rucksacks. So what does it mean? It means that you can't bring bags, okay? So, and they stress it, so you can't bring bags, but you know, you are not allowed, or they can say it's not, you know, allowed or it's prohibited to bring food. You just listen to keywords and the stress. So when they stress with intonation, so that's the answer. The second tip will be distractors. They always use it. It means that they say something and in a minute or in a couple, you know, in a second, they correct themselves. Okay? For example, oh, shall we meet at 2 o'clock tomorrow? Oh, yes, I know, sure.